Talk with Riah. And like, I don't know what my song is. Monique Gaffney, one of my best friends always has like a thing. I don't know what my song is. But that's what you get. Real Talk with Riah for right now. I was just on the phone with Gabriella Manchula of Calibrated Leadership, who's another one of my very, very close friends, and was talking about the fact, well, first of all, if this is your first time here, I'm Riah Gonzalez. I'm the founder and CEO of Linq Consulting Solutions. We specialize in client re-engagement, clarity consulting, and virtual assistant matchmaking. So if you're interested in any of those services, please hit me up. But I do these little segments where I give little tidbits. And I've been feeling a little uninspired with the video section of things. And so I've been trying to do once a week segments, but I haven't been able to do them because I just have not like had the same inspiration. I've like tapped out with the content and the captions in my social media. So this, total aside, ADHD brain, but I do need to recognize this is the very first live stream to LinkedIn Live. So hello, everyone on LinkedIn. I have tried 5 times to get approved for LinkedIn Live. And on the 5th try, they approved me. Real Talk with Riah. So you get more of me on LinkedIn. And that like really just, I love that because that's where my people are. So we, like, again, I just go over like little business tips and tricks and things that are important to me. And my business was founded in 2018. And today's talk is about what I wish I knew when I was starting my business. And so I titled it Ode to 2018 Me. So I have just like little prompts. So if you see me like looking down, that's why. But the first question I wrote was, how do you feel right now? And starting my business, I was absolutely petrified. I felt, I'm not by nature a huge risk taker. So it felt very scary to me. And then, I just didn't know how I was going to do, how I was going to make it work, all of the different parts and pieces. I felt confused about the steps. And I just like from 2021 me to 2018 me, this is absolutely normal. And if you are in business and you're just starting out, it is absolutely normal to feel totally freaked the fuck out. Please push past your limiting beliefs and fear of risk because it is worth it. Because what's on the other side is a discovery of the abilities that you never thought possible before for yourself. And so 2018 me, I just want you to know that it's okay. Feel your feels. It's worth it. I want to give major props to 2018 me for going for the profit first model right out the gate. So one thing that I had in my education, I had found out was about Profit First, the book by Mike Michalowicz. And he talked about different ways of organizing your finances. If you are interested in more information about that, I recommend that you go back to my podcast, which is Client Experience Revolution podcast on any podcasting platform. And there's an episode called Sexy, Sexy Money. We go into a lot of detail about that. But I, right off the bat, separated business funds from personal funds. And that is a really big deal. I also went for forming an LLC, which I didn't really understand why I was doing it, but I just felt like led to do that. And I'm glad I did. So high fives, 2018 me. You go, girl. So the other thing that was happening during that time was I was really struggling with clarity. I did not know exactly how I wanted to focus my business. Originally, just because of happenstance, I was doing virtual assistant work, some client re-engagement consulting sort of wrapped into the virtual assistant work, which became a virtual assistant agency. I was doing, I actually was creating custom client experience gifts. So I have a Cricut for those who are crafty and know what that is. I was creating things for people. I knew that client re-engagement was important, and I knew that it was going to be part of my business for sure, but I didn't know the clarity around like where that was going to fall, like how that was going to be a separate service for me. So, back to 2018 me, I just want to tell you, like, if I could go back to you, I would say, please, for the love of God, do not spend $15,000 on branding for your company. The reason why you're doing that is because you think that branding is going to bring the clarity and answer all the questions. It is not. It is not worth $15,000. What I ended up getting from that session was a Bangarang logo, Bangarang fonts, and the branding assets that I needed. But I could have got all of those things for a fraction of that price. And I was really just looking for clarity. I needed those branding assets, which I still use those to this day because they're amazing. And I would shout out the person who did that, but I'm saying don't spend money on them. So I don't want to like call them out, but I spent way too much money. I put it on a credit card and I leveraged like personal finances. I tried, to like make it work, and it really put me behind like right from the get-go. So I'm telling you, do not spend money where you do not need to spend money. Like bare bones it, belt in, bare bones, because you do not have money. Just because it is deductible does not mean that you should spend it. So, again, like really be mindful of where you're spending your money. As in the beginning of your business is super important. We do talk about that in the podcast too. So I wanted to get into why client re-engagement is so important to me in 2018 as well as in 2021. The difference between 2018 and the difference between 2018 and 2021 with client re-engagement is, number one, I'm super clear on how I deliver that service to people, which I do in a strategic consulting plan for people instead of wrapping it into virtual assistant services. I actually deliver that as a separate service that helps people. And why it's important to me is the reason why my business is called Linq Consulting Solutions, which Linq, by the way, is with a Q. Linq Consulting Solutions is because my heart is about connection. And it's about connecting you to your clients and leads. And it was in 2018 and it is in 2021. Like I said, the difference between me then and me now is there's actual clarity around how I deliver this service. So what is client re-engagement? What does that mean? So I was at the time, let me just back up. At the time I was working with financial professionals. I also worked with realtors and mortgage brokers, and they are always looking for the new client, Meanwhile, they have boxes and boxes and boxes of actual files, or they have a CRM that is absolutely full to the gills of names of people that they have not contacted, or legit a box full of business cards. I helped somebody organize 500 business cards. So they've made contact with these people or done business with these people or actually sold something to these people, or that these people have been interested in their services, but then they've never reached out again after the fact, or they did for a tiny bit and then let it drop. And statistically speaking, it is so much more profitable to sell to somebody who you have already sold to, because they have already bought into you as a provider. You have already established the know, like, the trust. Is it more work? Depends on who you ask. You know what I mean? Like, if you're breaking this off in chunks, it's really not that bad. Who is it for? So, like I said, financial professionals, realtors, mortgage brokers, really anyone who is in sales, this is for, which means who is in sales, guys? All of us in business, because if you don't have sales, you do not have revenue. So if you're not re-engaging your clients, then you are missing out on sales and revenue and profit. And why would somebody not re-engage with their client? What is the pain point of why somebody would not do that? Number one, I've heard, I don't have time. And I'm telling you, you don't have time not to, because you're spending time prospecting with new clients. If you shaved off a fraction of that time and called 2 to 3 to 5 people, or by called, I mean touch point. Okay. So lots of different ways that a touch point could go. But let's say 2 to 5 people per day. 5 people a day is 25 people a week. Multiply that by a year and you have like really revolutionized your whole entire practice or business. So time is really, it's the construct, people. Like, you're telling yourself you don't have the time to do it. The other thing is, I've heard it's a waste of time. Again, statistically speaking, it's not a waste of time. It is way more expensive to get a new client than to be in relationship with an older client, because they have already believed in your service and bought in, or know you and are on the path to knowing you better. And also, guys, think about, this is my heart. This is like the core of why this is important to me. Like, didn't you go into business to help people? Like, I know some people are in business to like make a buck and like get rich quick, but didn't you go into business to help people? So if you went into business to help people, why wouldn't you want to serve them with an open servant heart, live with authentic relationship? It's so, so important. And so this is the crux of the client re-engagement campaign. Another pain point that I hear is, I'm embarrassed. I don't know what to say. I think they're going to think I'm trying to sell them something, which eventually you are. But in this case, you're going in with a service mindset, and you're not trying to sell them something right outside the gate. That's why you work with me. I give you the language. I give you scripts. We work together to have the vernacular to go after these people in a way that is authentic. And you do feel good about it. And you feel like that's a monkey off your back. You know what I mean? They're not wasted just sitting around leads and clients. Some of these people are paying for leads. They're paying for leads and they're not using them. Oh my God, you guys, stop it. That like breaks so many rules. 2018 me does not approve, because first of all, like, paying for leads and you're not going to do anything with them in the first place. Second of all, like, client re-engagement, they're a lead for a reason. So reach the frick out to them. And then the last thing I wanted to say, like, the results of working with me is, what we do is we look at what is your current pipeline or funnel, however you define it. What is the system that you're using right now to get somebody from lead to client and afterwards? And then we brainstorm, and then we map out a new client experience for your new clients. And then we make sure that they never drop off the face of the planet at the end of this process. And in that, we also educate about how to bring the other people back into the fold. So you not only do you have this education one-on-one with me, but you're also getting a physical client experience map of touch points. I help you figure out where you should maybe do some gifts, maybe some cards, maybe some different things to make you stand apart and make you top of mind and stand, like the client delight part of it. So you're actually going to have something that you can turn into an SOP, a standard operating procedure of how you walk through getting the name all the way through closing the sale and what happens afterwards. So there's no like weird feelings. There's no like icky sales feelings. There's no, the only thing that's left, guys, is love and connection. Like that's the only thing that's left. So I just encourage you today to look at your clients that you've already engaged with. Look at what you can do to engage with them more. And if you have questions, reach out to me. You, on whatever platform that you're seeing this here, send me a private message, or you can reach out to me by email, which is my name, Riah, Riah, at Linq with a Q, C as in cat, S as in Sam.com. That's Riah at linqcs.com. Thank you guys so much. This is so exciting that I was live on LinkedIn for the first time. And I hope that you enjoyed this talk. It is really important. This is a crucial step of being in business. And I knew it from 2018 to today. I just didn't have the clarity. And so I just wanted to tell myself, like, you're going to figure it out. Like, it's going to be amazing. You're going to help so many people with serving their clients in a better way. And you just have to push past the limiting beliefs that you have right now. And also, please don't spend $15,000 on branding. It's just like, there's a lot cooler things that you can spend that money on. So I hope you love this. Comment below. I want to hear what is the biggest, what's the biggest thing you made a mistake on in the beginning of your business? And if you were to write a letter to yourself at the beginning of doing business, what would you compliment yourself? Remember the high fives. I did financially separating things. I got my high fives. What did you do right? And what are some of the lessons that you've learned now that you wish that you would have done better? Here's why it's important, and then I will let you go. There are people watching this that have just started their journey. And if we collectively can help them with this knowledge, they may have make a different choice for themselves that can affect the way that they move forward and can have a huge effect on their business. Do you understand the amount of debt that I went into right off the bat? It's ridiculous. It was so, so dumb. And so I thank you. Here's my Monique clap. And I thank you to Gabriella for the inspiration for this video. Thanks for sticking with me. Please comment. Please hit me up if you're on the replay. I want to hear that you were able to get this. Comment with your mistakes and your wins in the beginning of your business, and reach out to me if you want to hear more about client re-engagement. If you have a group that you want me to speak in about client re-engagement, I have a signature talk that I can do. Or if you yourself are just thinking that maybe it might be a good fit for your business to go back through and figure it out, let me know. I can help you out. And just send me a message. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. It is beautiful here in Washington State, at least where I'm at, which is suburbia of Seattle. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.